Live from the R&R studios in the good old friendly city, it's the Boys from the Wheel podcast.
What is going on, guys? Welcome into the R&R studios for another episode of Boys from the Wheel podcast. Very special episode here tonight, our first ever doubleheader, and I would not want any other two guys to be a first, especially on this show. But first of all, let's get the guys on the tube here. John and Sean in the studio with me, and then remotely, as always, is Demuth. Hey, boys, how we doing?
I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling good as well.
Yeah,
I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
Hey, I feel like it's a god. I got my daughter in bed before 8 o'clock.
There you go. What's your secret?
That's always good.
Hashtag dad power.
So John, this is your first back into the new setup of the studio. Yeah. What you think?
It's more comfortable.
It is.
My ass doesn't hurt as much.
Pause. But a lot to get to, so let's get our two guests on the airways here. First, Anthony Prevost, and then Joel Zellem. Guys, welcome into the show.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Hello.
Hello, my name is Joel. Guys,
what's going on, fellas?
I appreciate you guys jumping on. You guys have been on this show separately, and Joel messaged me and said, "Hey, what about a Prevost and Zellem episode?" And I said, "Absolutely, let's do it." Yeah, man. Everybody wanted it for sure, and it's here. So I mean, let's get her started real quick. So. Let's talk about your guys' story. It's kind of a crazy one. It's a fun one as well. You guys first both met at the National Scouting Combine.
Oh, yeah.
Is Prevost first or am I first?
Either or. Doesn't matter.
So, I mean, we've talked about the Scouting Combine a little bit before, but I don't know if I said that we only had like 6 offensive linemen, including myself, and I had like no desire to play O-lineman, but there was only 6 of us, so I had to.
Jay mentioned it when he was on here a couple episodes ago.
Yeah. So all the bigs took breaks, so we weren't just killing the 300-pounders. And I was like, man, like if you take what these coaches are saying at this combine to heart, then you have this desire to go play fullback. I'm gonna go to this dude with the dreads and be like, hey, I know we don't have any fullbacks. Let me play some fullback. So he's like, all right. And then I was like, hey, can I get some reps at tight end? It's like, all right. And my first play at tight end, he puts me in a seam against cover 3. And, you know, the rest is history at that point. I let Prevost tell that part because he tells it better than me. But I basically just asked him for a chance. He gave me a chance. And then a few months after that, he's like, hey, don't tell anybody this. And he sent me like the graphic of the Wheeling Minor signed Prevost. And I'm like, no way. So, I mean, it was a very quick, like – And I kept calling him coach. I'm like, damn, my bad, dude. Like, you're not. And it's the relationship changed real quick. That's my brother. So.
Nah, he's absolutely right. First of all, the combine is an amazing opportunity for anyone who wants to, you know, pursue their professional opportunities, dreams, and things like that, man. So definitely look out for the National Scouting Combine, Jimmy Kibble and all those guys on board. Great crew. But man, got a chance to meet Joel at the combine. You know, I remember, I think it was maybe the second or third night of the week. And some of the coaches that come to me, you know, and said, hey, there's this guy, you know, he's a defensive guy, but, you know, we want to take a look at him here and there, move him around and just kind of see what he can do. We've been hearing some great things about him. So I said, okay, you know, let me take a look and let me go talk with him rather, you know, let me go have a talk with him and kind of tell him what we're considering having him do, or, you know, at least see, you know, if he's willing or interested to get in there and do it. And he was full go, you know, so that was one thing right off the bat that I really liked about him. Really eager, really hungry to get after it and just seize any opportunity that's coming his way. You know, he's trying to go pro like the rest of those guys in the room, and it's really all about what you can do to set yourself apart from the group that you're already in. So I really loved that about him from an early start. Then, you know, day by day, it just kind of grew into it. You know, we got out on the field. By the time I was able to, you know, call a few shots, move some things around and make some looks that we were trying to get for him. He showed a lot of great glances out there. Of course, not being too fluid at it. Getting minimal reps. Coming over the other side. Obviously he wasn't hitting on all high cylinders right away, but we weren't looking for that. We were looking to see what his small intangibles would be and how he would adjust, and if he can accustom to the changes of speed of the game and the different shots he might get called for. He got in there and did fine. Hats off to him. Big guy moving around, speed, agile, can jump. Got hands, ain't afraid of contact. So you don't really get that in a lot of guys, or you don't really get that in a lot of guys his size to be willing to do all of that. So that was exciting to see, and just really came back, chatted up with the staff, talked them up real good, and I think everyone agreed on seeing the same things those days. And the play that he's specifically talking about, sending them up the seam in cover 3, throw him a shot, and he went up and snatched it, and I don't even think that's a good enough explanation of the way he grabbed it. It was one of those you had to be there to see to understand what happened. You had to be there for it, and the reaction to everybody in the room was, I think, equal to what it should have been. But there's a guy coming to make a play, and I think we all agreed took a really cheap shot on him, helmet to helmet, face to face, and the ball popped out. But we saw what happened before the cheap shot. So we discount the cheap shot. He made that play. That's a touchdown right there. I don't care what they say. And I think anybody else that was there that day, including the refs, wouldn't argue that point. So that alone, I think kind of stapled his potential going forward. And then everything else that he did throughout that week, testing, just the character type stuff, person to person, and just all of the different stages we take them through at the National Scouting Combine. Pass with flying colors in the sense of, getting through the week. And there was a lot to like. And I think everybody was on board with that, and then ended up getting, MVP. So that was special. Then the rest was history, like you said. We grew into teammates, and early on, Joel and a couple of the other guys that were on the team as well that also attended the combine. They were also calling me coach. I remember that first week up in matter of fact at this game right here in Pennsylvania. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm not coach right now. I'm your teammate, and I think it was something special to be a part of, because I think at some point earlier in the week I told them all, the group, I said, I'm not here to be in any one of y'all's way. I'm here to help you guys seize your next opportunity, things like that, right? And so I was like, I could get out there and do this stuff with you, but I don't want to get in your way, so I want to let you guys do all of that. And I was like, hopefully later on down the road I can share the field with you guys. But this week's your week, and
Joel, I feel like I'm there.
I ended up getting signed to the minors, and great opportunity. We're end up teammates, like I said, me and a couple of other guys that I had just gotten the opportunity to lead and coach that week at the combine. So it was special. And now, throughout the year, we've grown into, brothers, met each other's family. Obviously, throughout the time period of the season, you bond as brothers, first as teammates, but then, once it, comes off of the field, that's when you really get to know a person, things like that. Great guy, all about great things. So, I'll wrap it up there. I could talk for days on my boy. That's my dog. For sure, man. For sure.
So you guys actually had a chance to this is a good picture, to win a championship together. That's one of those things.
And getting over a little cold.
You're good. But Joel, talk about that a little bit about, he was your I feel like I'm there watching the fight, by the way.
Is it too loud?
Oh, that's you. Oh, shoot.
I don't even know. I don't know where my remote went.
No.
My
Well,
bad, fellas.
we'll definitely
You had to
get
go
to
the
that
old
for
school
sure.
way. Does your TV still have buttons on it?
No, it doesn't. That's the problem.
See?
Now I look dumb trying to find it.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
I'm like,
So
I know.
so what question? How did it feel winning the
Okay, so
championship?
yeah. So what was it like? You know, he talked a little bit of the background between you two. How was it? He talked about seeing it through his eyes. How was it seeing it through yours? You know, like going from coach to teammate to championship teammate.
The coach to teammate, it, to be honest, it happened pretty quick. I'm a talkative guy, so I'm not shy to reach out or to start conversations, and he wasn't shy to reach out or start conversations. So we were talking real often, and you'd think like he doesn't come to practice, so he's not around, but you know, him and I spoke and had enough conversations to the point that we got to know each other very quickly, very well. And it was strange because it's like I'm closer to him than most of these other guys, and I didn't stay at the hotel either, so I was removed. In, you know, you're not around like as much as the other guys in the hotel. That's its old different life. But the transition from coach to teammate was very quick, and then it became more than that. Like, this is the guy that I text anytime I have a question, and he's been a coach long enough and he knows the arena game long enough that it's like, yeah, I can really trust this guy. And through actions, he's proven a number of times that I can trust that if I need a shoulder to ask a question or to lean on, because I mean, football wasn't that hard. We were really good, but it wasn't that hard last year. But I mean, there's a lot of aspects that you don't know, like you're
Send him back to
signing.
Van.
Yeah, it's like you're signing guys, this, and that, and I'm like, man, we just signed 2 linemen. I was starting, now I'm not. What's gonna go on? And he's like, relax. It's basically all it was. Is like, you're gonna be fine. And I was wide eyed through my point of view. I had wide eyes because I was a rookie. I was on a team that was dominating, and coming from where my college was, is we didn't have a lot of success for a number of reasons. Now they're turning it around. Coach Coleman is doing his thing, but it was rough for a long time. I didn't play a lot of meaningful football in college, so it was a completely different, as opposite as it could have been from college to the pros. Was like, holy crap, this is insane. But yeah, he always was a resource, and he's like, anything you need to bounce off of somebody, like, I'm your guy, like we're locked in. So met his wife, met his mom. First week, very quick, very friendly, very much like, hey, like, Anthony told me about you, like, we're locked in. So, and my family and friends were the likewise of everything else. But I've always wanted to win a championship. And if you would have asked me this time last year when I was at Waynesburg, like, I thought I played my last down of football. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a big item on the bucket list I checked off.
For sure. So I got a quick question for both of you, since you just mentioned that. Joel, you first. What's your thoughts on the our championship rings that we're getting?
Man, I want them soon.
I know, right?
The wait is wild, but I mean, obviously, the appearance and the design in itself, like the replicas are, you know what the replicas cost. Like, these are legit rings. They look the part, and I can't wait to make sure that they feel the part. I don't have a ring yet, so I'm just sitting here waiting, and it's like worse than a wait for Christmas. Like, as soon as you get your rings, bam, season or camp happens the week after. So there's a lot of things that you're waiting on, and the new league and new teammates, and you know, these guys are going to be our brothers, but you got to compete with them as well. So there's so many emotions, and it's all brand new still, even though that I'm going into my second year, because I've never been a part of, hey, you got a championship ring coming.
Trust me, I'm excited myself. Trust me.
Don't you already have one?
No, unfortunately, no.
They did not give my boy a ring, and that was crazy to me. But hey, I'm just the kicker. You feel me? I appreciated my time, dog. That's all it was.
So what was your thoughts on the way the looks of the ring, and you know, the color scheme and everything? I think it's nice. Like, it looks really nice.
I think it's fire. I think it's fire for sure. as you know, I've won a couple championships, been blessed to be in that opportunity a couple times. So it's definitely different from what I have and what I've seen. So I mean, I'm excited to be a part of receiving it. I'm excited to see the guys all again. I'm excited to add it to the box, so to speak. And man, I mean, it's just another special moment.
Well,
and another mark in like history for me, I guess you say,
yeah,
because I mean, back to back undefeated in the same building, that's special.
yeah,
With my guys too. Hey, come on now.
yeah, for sure. So another thing you can add, to check that box off. We've talked about it plenty of times, and especially this group of guys, and we talked about it when you came through the stands at the championship game. I just want to make it official but unofficial. Mr. Mayor, yourself here.
Hey, you're gonna have to send me that, man. No, for real. You got to send me that one. That's fire. hey, that's tough. You gotta send me that. I'm gonna start working on stories for my son right now. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna tell him all about it. The wheel and feeling.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And
I mean, I still remember that conversation. That was the funniest thing. Was they were like, "Prevost, you're gonna come down from the stands." And you're like, "What? Why?" I said, "Because you're the mayor. That's why."
Hey, that is hilarious, man. Nah, hey. So speaking on that moment, it was a lot that just kind of got thrown at me, and I was like, "Wow, this is cool." I'm definitely down for it, because I know they were kind of joking about like, "Yeah, we're gonna put you on a harness and bring you down from the ceiling." I'm like, "Yo, let's do it." They're like, "All right, now chill out." Like, "Yo, chill, calm down." Like, I'm like, "Nah, let's do it." But now being able to walk through the fans, and come down through those steps, for that moment, in that moment, with everyone that was involved that night, that was huge. um that was special, man. Definitely something to leave somebody speechless. And how it just kind of came together, and just everybody that kind of put their minds together and even considered that being a moment. First and foremost, I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't thank you enough. That was super special, man. Hopefully, I'm looking forward to somebody else getting a bigger, brighter moment, something like that, man. Something cool. They got some good stuff going on over there. In Wheeling, cooking up. People ain't ready for it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm excited to see what the show's gonna be like, for sure.
So I got one more thing to add before I open the floor up to the boys, and we're gonna ask you guys some questions and get some things, and you know how that goes. I can't help but notice, you've got multiple minors jerseys behind you. You got your one that you wore, and then you got your championship one, and then you got the white one back there. You're missing one.
Which one?
You're missing that black Rough Riders one. I don't know where.
Yeah, I think you got that somewhere in there. If I'm not
I'm not
mistaken, I
sure.
think
It
I'm
might
seeing
be,
it right there.
might be right there.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one right there. That's that one. Hey, no, but no. First game at home, you brought it in the locker room for me to sign it. That was dope, man. That was dope.
Yeah,
Been
that
wanting
was
to do
actually a
that for a
moment.
long time for you, man. That was super dope.
Yeah, that was a long time coming. That was a couple years where we couldn't hook up, couldn't really
Man, and
get
it
figured
just
out.
kind of fell in place.
Yeah, I mean it was funny because we were near missing each other. It's just
Yeah.
hysterical because you were in Pittsburgh, which is 45 minutes from here.
Right.
I went down to Norfolk to see my brother in a weekend, and we couldn't get anything figured out. Yeah, literally right across each other. Like, could not get it figured out.
That's funny.
But it's just one of them things. It's crazy. Just crazy. But we're gonna open up to some questions. Joel kind of ran away there for a second. He's coming back. All right. But we'll kick off with John first.
I found the remote. It was upstairs.
There it is.
Talking about kickoffs, though, Vost, I want your thoughts on the new kickoff rule in the NFL right now.
It's interesting. Definitely something to be explored. I don't see the new point in it. I'm gonna keep my explanation pretty simple. I ain't gonna go too deep, but we'll be here till tomorrow afternoon. But listen, it's interesting, something new. I understand a lot of sports is entertainment, so you know, and then of course they're looking at the safety aspect of it and this and that, blah, 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 whatever. It's different. It's different. It's different. But I will say it does make for a much easier kicking game. You can open up your arsenal of kicks, so to speak, when it comes to kickoff. Everyone's used to the traditional trying to hit the touchback or, you know, maybe the onside or the squib, those three traditional ones. But you can ask any kicker. Oh, he got a bag. He got a bag. You know, and at any given time, at the right moment, if a coach is witty enough to make certain calls, you know, you can really expose some teams out there on your special teams units. Kickoff being one of them. So with this new setting, this new rule and everything like that, you're able to kind of manipulate where you put the ball, the timing on how you're getting it down there, the effect of the bounce or the roll, or, you know, the backspin or whatever you may be putting on it for whatever the different delay effect is on your kick. So some I've been working on, and quite a few other guys have been working on with Launchpad, is this boomerang kick, so to speak, and it pretty much shifts the adjustment of the returner. It's hard to judge the bounce. You know, obviously you can't. The play's not in play until the ball's fielded. There's certain target zones you're trying to hit for certain reasons. There's a lot of different flexibility to the kickoff now. I'll say that. So that's why I said it's interesting, something to be watched and explored. I don't necessarily like it for what it's taking away from the field position or aspect of pinning a team deep. I don't like that part. But as far as how you can open up the game and be a little bit more flexible and I guess safer too, I kind of see where they're going with it.
Do you think they need to move the kicking back a little bit? Like, if you're going to do that, I feel like we have more touchbacks now than we ever did. Like, they tried to get away from that.
Yeah, because guys are going to hit touchbacks. I mean, if you catch a ball, right, you catch a ball. You don't intend to hit a rocket every time you hit a rocket. And, you know, that's why you never want to overswing. You want to keep everything regular and the same. You know, you want to hit your 50, 60 yarders the same way you swing on your extra points. You know, there shouldn't be any super drastic differences on what you're doing in your regular process. So, in saying that, sometimes in the kickoff, sometimes you just get into one and it goes, you know. Sometimes, you know, same thing for onside kicks. You don't intend for the hop to be that mean, but sometimes it get away from you. You be like, damn, I did that. You know, it happens. It happens, man. We're human. It happens.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I try to remind people. Like, everyone goes into watching a football game as if everyone else is human enough, but kickers are robots. You can't, you know, and I guess quarterbacks can also be looked at in the same way. Yeah, no, Jay, I do admit that it sucks. I told him I don't necessarily like it. That's what I started with. I don't necessarily like it, but I can form an understanding for what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But you know me. Come on, Uncle Jay. You know me. Come on now. So, but that's where I'm at with it. But I understand the game is changing and things like that. But yeah, it's something to be understood there. There's something to be understood there.
Joel, do you think, like, with it being now it's close on close, do you think it's more opportunities for offensive lineman type to be on kickoff return?
I don't think so. You know, if you look at the line that they throw out there, I mean, you might have one or two that are just freak athletes. Like, I think like guys like Penisule, Tristan Wirfs, Trent Williams, they could probably end up finding themselves a role there. But I think for injury prevention, that's like a cornerstone piece to your franchise. And the other guys that aren't cornerstone pieces, they aren't athletic enough. And I can just say that with an unbiased view of it is like, you know, Quentin Nelson could do it, but like your average typical lineman, he's not going to be able to block in space like that. And the guys that are, like, you don't want them to be engaged with the guy and then to have a guy hip tossed into their knee, because then there's your $25 million tackle that's out for the season. So I think it's going to stay with the the non-cornerstone tight ends. Like you wouldn't throw a Kittle or a Kelsey or a Andrews or a Hawkinson out there. But the tight ends, the D ends, the linebackers, and like I said, you're not going to throw a Fred Warner on kick return because there's a higher injury risk no matter how you do it. You could back it up. You could do this new kickoff. Like there is a risk to injury, and you don't want there's a reason why Christian McCaffrey doesn't return kicks. Like he's injury prone, and you don't want him to get blasted on there. There's a reason why Tyreek Hill doesn't return punts. Would he be the best punt returner in the league? Probably, but that's not a roll of the dice that you want. And it's a quarterback league, but your quarterback ain't much without the line, and you don't want to subject them to that kind of injury risk with that play.
Yeah. That's a good point of view. I just, like I said, I just thought maybe since it was like close on close, like boom, that's it's a kind of a block. But yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like for sure. Johnny?
I'm gonna kind of go back a little bit.
Okay.
You guys have like a special dynamic between the two of you. Is there any like cool moments during game day or even non game days between the two of you? Funny moments.
Yeah, so I got two stories. I got two quick stories.
Oh boy.
So the first game ever in I think it was in Philly, PA. Oh, dude, this guy is humping this guy. That's has nothing to do with our story. That was the Jake Paul fight.
I was gonna say that took a turn. All right, there we go.
Yeah, no. I do not want to associate it with that at all. But anyway, so first game, we're in the locker room, we're getting changed and everything, and I'm only used to seeing Prevost in his coaching apparel. And he's getting in his game stuff, and he's teaching me how to hold in the gym just because, like, the more you can do, he's going to teach me how to long snap. He taught me how to hold. I want to be valuable. And this is how the big athlete thing came about. Fullback, O-line, D-line, like, let me long snap, let me hold. And he's in the gym warming up or whatever, and I'm just like, dang, dude, like, you're kind of jacked. And he's like, yeah, man, like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, bro, like, Prevost, how tall are you? I don't want to sub.
No, you know what? I appreciate that. I'm 5'6".
5'6". That was gonna be my guess. I was like, dude, this 5'6".
I'm 6'3" for real. But it's all good.
This 5'6" kicker though, he's jacked up, and it's like this is what professional athletes look like. So and then we ended up getting to know each other pretty well. Him teaching me how to snap and hold, and the other story, and this is like the premium dynamic of our relationship, and it was in the championship game. I think it was the third or fourth quarter.
He's laughing because he knows.
He knows exactly what it is, man. So in the championship game, Westbrook got back healthy. So he was playing. He took up the majority of the running back snaps. I was getting in the mix a little bit. Robbie Stewart and Zay Lewis were doing their thing on defense. So we didn't exactly need a spark for me or whatever role that I played in there. From their point of view, they didn't think that I needed to play much defense. So I was getting a little frustrated, but we were winning the game, so I was cool. And Aaron Finch got a dirty body slam, and there was a bunch of stuff going on. They were coming out, and I hop over the cage, and dude grabs me by my collar. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even playing much. Like, let me go punish that guy for doing Finch like that. And he's like, no, bro, like, you might be needed. Like, then you could get your lick back that way. All right, fine. And BT Thorpe ended up getting ejected.
Yep.
And who's the next guy in line? And it was me. And so I was like, damn, Pre, like, I hate how right you are. Like, you suck. And the only other thing that I really remember, I remember all of it very well. I get into the game, and what was the team that we beat? Peach State?
Peach State, yeah.
Anyway, Peach State sends this new D-end in, and they put him over me, and we're in the huddle, and Grant's getting to play, and Dom comes, and Dom spent a year with Tampa, and he played at Texas Tech with Pat Mahomes. So this guy has been around the block. And we're in the huddle, and he says, hey, Joel, they're putting their good D-end on you. He's pretty good. And I'm like, if this guy's saying that he's pretty good, I need to hit this dude in the mouth. And like from the first play, now Charles helped me out. They slid him to help me. And from the first play, I hit this dude in the mouth and chirped him. He ended up headbutting me, getting a penalty, and then he had to get taken out. But right before that first play, I don't even remember what he said. I just heard Prevost loudmouth like saying, like, go kill him. And that's what ended up. He ended up calming me down because I would have got ejected for fighting. Like I didn't care. I was gonna go out. I wasn't playing. I was like, this is the role that I play today. Let me go do some fighting. Like, I don't care what the role is. Like,
some boys now lying.
On some Draymond Green shit. Like, I didn't
Hey,
care.
Joe wasn't trying to hear none of that. I'm gonna tell y'all how I really went. Because he ain't lying, but
Well,
we
hold up,
had a
one quick.
Let me back and forth real quick.
Hold on, one quick. So let me put it into perspective. This video is from one JB Media. Hold on, this is exactly what we're talking about.
Why don't you drink and dream? No thanks.
It got real crazy after that. Yeah, it got real active in there. You know, and that's what brothers do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start there. That's what brothers do for each other. We always gonna have each other's back. I don't care if we just got to know each other last week or in the last 2 days. You just got here. We got a job to do, and I trust you. You trust me. So that's how we roll. Anyway, so because of that, my boy was ready to go. It started getting crazy in there. Bullets start flying. So my boy jumped the wall and was about 2 steps out down the field. I don't know how I reached him. I must have been laid out Superman on the wall. Hey, bring your ass back over here. I said, Joel, no. And he turned around, and I never heard this man talk the way that he did. But he cussed me all up and down, letting me go. All right.
I looked him in the eye. I looked him in the eye. I go,
over here in
Prevost.
the bench. You not going over there, and I'm not letting you go. Then he got back over the wall, and then as he explained, the rest played out. And I said, bro, I told you I got you. Like, we're good. I don't care nothing about what just happened. Did I not?
Yeah, no, but the quote was, I looked you dead in the face. I said, Prevost, I love you, but fuck you.
But you're
going.
Yeah, you did. No, because you're like, Prevost, I love you, but fuck you. You're not my coach right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I don't give, and that's when I snapped. I was like, bro, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Get your ass back over here. You know what we was going at it. We was going at it. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Because, I mean, and look what it played into.
Yeah.
Very next play, boom, you in there, you get your moment, you do your thing, and you help seal the deal. You know, and I told you when you came back on the other side of the wall, we was trying to calm everything back down. I said, bro, you're gonna have your moment. Just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait. Just wait. And then before I could even finish saying just wait, hey Joe, get in.
Yeah.
I'm talking about go get him. Let's go get him. Yeah, you damn right you heard my mouth. The first play. Get him up out the club. Let's go, you know, and that's what it's all about.
We when we had BT on the show, he was talking about that, and he was like, I don't know what happened. He goes, it just kind of took over me. He was like, they ain't gonna do that. He was like, I was on the field and boom, I took care of it. Like
he did.
Look, I already knew Joel was on that type of time because remember when they hit me twice on the extra point and he pulled up and I had to go grab him then? Like, hey, whoa. I appreciate that, but hey, we good. Look, we good. This team ain't even worth it.
And I knew that story wasn't told, and the quote from that was, if you hit him again, because it was the same dude twice in a row. and he ended up like tripping and falling, and he hit Prevost's leg, and his shoe came off, and it looked like his ankle was just
it looked wild and it felt wild.
It looked stupid, crazy. So I didn't realize that he was okay yet. So after I realized that he was okay, I looked at dude. I grabbed his shirt and I pulled him up off the turf, and I was like, if you hit him again, I'm gonna snatch your windpipe. That's what I said.
Yeah, like he said some wild stuff to him, and that's when I was like, "Oh, whoa, nah, come on, we gotta go back over here." I was like, "No, you my dog for real." But we can't we can't do that. But see, that's what I'm saying. We locked in like that. That's my dog. That's my boy right there.
Just don't have
That's
time to play around, man.
that's what I was
Don't.
looking
I'm the same way for him. I don't anyone that
Bearcat or
spend
not
time
Bearcats.
with.
Bearcat.
that?
When dude hit me on a cheap shot after I was blocking, I ended up falling. Dude stepped over me. I grabbed his leg. I didn't twist or nothing, but I like grabbed him. I'm like, hey. And then the dude came and killed me. Next thing I know, I look up. I was clapping just to play it off. He definitely probably should have did the. But I just remember looking up. And Prevost was right there. I'm like, Prevost, get his ass out of here before he get hurt too.
Yeah, nah, because like, shit, do that to me too. What's up?
Yeah, no, that was crazy. He ended up getting kicked off the team for bullshit like that. I don't even know the dude's name. But
do that to me because we got extra people over there. They're gonna hop the wall too.
Yeah, no, and that's what it is. Like,
nah, it ain't even crazy like that. But nah, it was just a big brotherhood. We had each other's back.
And I mean, that is true. But at the end of the day, like when you play arena football, you're gonna have guys who have lack of discipline and do some dirty shit. And
it is a different world.
You gotta have your brother's back, and
gotta have that grit about.
I don't shy away from it. That's legal fighting at this point. Like,
yeah.
Fuck it.
One of my coaches in college, my freshman year, he used to say right before we left the locker room, he said, "Man, assault is legal for 60 minutes."
Yeah,
that's crazy.
No shit.
Like, you could identify the handful of guys on the team that was like, "I'm gonna take full advantage of that."
Yep.
And they played just like it. That's what it's about. They put their pants and their pads on the same way we do. They got a job, we got a job. We gonna see who get there first.
For sure.
I believe like I was there for that game, seeing all that shit just erupt. And my brother was sitting next to me, and my brother stood up at one point and just goes, "That's assault!" Like, he was like, what the hell is going on?
Hey, look, as long as it stays on the field, let the refs handle it, let the coaches handle it. But it is assault, though. You got to get after it. What's the quote? Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Yeah, we playing footballs, but somebody haul off and punch you in the side of your. I'm saying, how you gonna react? Everybody can't just walk off from that, as you should. But I'm just being real. Sometimes you get caught, and it's like, "Whoa, hold on now. That was more than just you got mad about the play. What's up?"
Right, Muth, what you got, brother?
Well, I was going to see at any point during the season where either of you guys had either like a down game or anything like that. Is there a particular game where one of you two either helped each other get through that certain rut in the game or anything like that this year?
I had a bunch of down games. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't have the best games that I wanted to have or that I could have contributed to. I'll be honest there, but I will say in every game, it's no specific one or another, but in every game, Joe's always been one of the guys, and of many of the guys on the team that would come up, "Hey man, regardless of what's going on, what did or didn't happen, like, you still good, do your thing, like, we got you, just play, just play, like, that's all we want you to just play, like, don't worry about, we all making mistakes, you know what I mean?" And they oftentimes will remind me, "Hey man, this is a young team, like, and you low-key an older guy, so like it is what it is. we gonna keep fighting." And that's one of the things I really loved about Joel and all the other guys as well. But being as close as we ended up being, it was a little different. Like he said, we started working on long snapping, we started working on holding, and things like that. So Joel became a huge part of my warm-up routine, to the point it was almost like faithfully before every game. We got to go get this done. And if I wasn't on my time, and he ended up learning my schedule, my routine, and adjusting his schedule and his routine and everything to mine. And I that's something to recognize, to say, "Hey man, I not only do I notice you need help getting this done here and there or whatever, but I want to be that person that helps. I want to be that teammate at the very least that helps." And that's very much to be appreciated and any kicker can vouch to this. You don't get that ever, right? Unless it's from another specialist. So let alone, a big athlete. That's different. So we get out there, he's holding RC snaps, and we're tuning everything in before every game, and he helped me get to a comfortable point before every kickoff, to be like, all right, I'm ready to go. Whether I ended up having a good or bad or my best game or whatever, whether I did or didn't execute certain things, I went into every game prepared, clear-headed, and was ready to handle business, and he helped to be a big part of that. So, hats off to that for sure.
Oh, it's my turn. So to piggyback off of what he said, there was a lot of learning for me as a guy that was trying to get involved with the specialists, that, he took time during his warm-up routine to teach me what he knew. And I just used that as an opportunity to not only help him out, but to learn and to add to my skill set of things. There wasn't much that I was going to tell Prevost about kicking. Okay. I'm not going to tell. I had no advice. There was zero things that I could do, say, or witness. It's like, hey man, like that was pretty good, but why don't you try it this way? Like he would have looked at me as like, who are you? But so I have another funny story, and there was a lot of, whether he had a bad game kicking place kicks or what, we won't get into the details of like what the stat sheet says and all that. Like you could just watch. But we always had a lot of conversations, myself, him, and Dre London, and we were always working together to get things just in case. But we were going through our pregame routine in Maryland in the soccer garage. And Ron Brown was holding because Dre was hurt.
That's right. Because Dre was my. Let me jump in there real quick. My fault. I'm gonna let you get right back to it. But Dre was my original holder, and that's the part I forgot to add in there. Joel would kind of get me going so that I wouldn't have to waste a lot of his time when it was time for him to come out and get warm and ready to go. Shout out to Dre there too. But yeah, there you go. I'm gonna let you get back to it.
So Dre didn't make the trip because he was hurt, and Rim is an experienced holder, but they didn't have a lot of reps at it because like we know Prevost ain't coming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He's gonna come kick and do his thing. So Rim, I don't know, it was like the first or second kick of the freaking walkthrough, and I'm on the line. And, I take my step, I lean in like I'm supposed to, and boom, the ball comes and hits me sideways in the ribs. And that shit stung so bad, knocked the wind out of me. And I was just like,
I forgot all about that. That's
dude,
crazy.
and Prevost is yelling at Rim, and he's like, "No, don't tilt the ball back. Like you just said, I just told you not to tilt the ball back. Like this is the lesson here. This is what happens when you tilt the ball back." And Rim was like, "All right, I got you." And I was like, "You couldn't have hit Rim. You couldn't have kicked his hand instead of almost breaking my ribs. Like that was the hardest I got hit all year. Was Prevost's errant kick." So, and I was like, man, if I had been holding, none of this would have happened. But no, Rim was good, and it didn't happen in the game. But just to speak on him getting me through a tough game, the championship was the biggest one. My first game against the Bearcats, I didn't play O-line since my last sophomore year of high school. So it's just like, he's like, dude, you're good. Like I had a terrible, terrible, terrible first half. And I'm sure Grant still has some aches and pains from that first half. But he's just like, dude, you're good. Like, you're going to be all right. And, between that and my dad telling me, like, dude, you're catching. And when you don't have that in your ear, you go out and you perform the way that you're supposed to in the second half, and you put up 40 as opposed to 20. And, so it's just basically a big head thing because I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm about wherever I'll meet the opponent wherever they're at. So like in the championship game, I was like, I'm ready to go meet them where they're at. And Prevost was like, no. Like it was a good presence thing. And that's the dynamic we have. And it's like, Prevost isn't going to tell me shit about playing D-line or O-line, but he will tell me shit about, hey, this is how you get into your break and your route. This is how you hold a kick. This is how you snap. This is how you don't get yourself kicked out of the game when we need you. All right.
Now, Joe also knows if you ask me, hey, man, what are you seeing? I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm saying. I'm not saying I know what I'm saying, but I see what I see. So, hey, if it look like he getting you over here or going this way or whatever, I don't know how it gets, but you might want to go over there with him. And he'd be like, all right, I'll take that and use it however you meant that and make it work. You know, that's one thing I love about Joe. He's willing to adjust to any set of help. You know, that's huge. You know, but of course, yeah, like you said, I wouldn't be able to tell him specifically, hey, you like that you're catching, you're doing this, you're doing that, just like you said about kicking.
So let's talk about kicking here a minute. Bruce, what the hell's going on with the kicking game in the NFL, in college? People are missing a lot more. What the hell's going on?
I'm going to start here. People are putting money on games now, so it matters. Well, nobody worried about what the kickers was doing when you didn't have nothing riding on it. So let's start there. Now to get into the question, we're human. We're human. It happens. Sure. You have your games. You don't have your games. And if you build yourself to be of a certain status, some coaches don't know how to utilize that smart. Now I'm not putting it all on coaches because sometimes it is the player, sometimes it is the kicker. But let's go to Steph. Let's go to Steph Curry. You would trust him to shoot at the rim and not look. Right. So you're probably gonna put him in more positions to shoot in the rim and not look than many other people that you would ever even consider. Right. So when you're considered the GOAT or the best of the best, sometimes it ain't for you to go out there. Yeah, you may hold the distance record, but nobody ever said you held the accuracy record. So that's where my eyes and ears go, because that's how I'm tuned and what I do. Right. But to the average listener and watcher at home, viewer at home, you only see you're only looking for what you expect to see. Right. So if you send a kicker on the field to kick a field goal, I don't care if it's from 95 yards, you expected to make it. And if you don't make it, you suck. Like no in between. I get one down to play one down. I get one down for one chance to make it work under 1.2 seconds. Everything in front of me has to be perfect. And those guys are perfect, but they're also human too. So one or two things may go wrong, or a few things in front of you. And then it comes down to, yeah, you still was able to put your foot on the ball, but everything already crashed before you got there. So sometimes you already hitting that ball knowing, damn. And then everybody else a couple seconds later realizes, damn. Then you get the fallout. You done already beat yourself up. You done already went through it. Now here go the whole stadium. Oh, boo. Oh, get him the fuck out of here. But your quarterback is the reason I'm making. Come on now, let's start. Brad dropped 5 passes, hit him square in his neck. We don't want to talk about that. How many times you gonna let these dudes run all up and down our back? You see what I'm saying? Before I gotta keep coming in here and try to tie it or win it. Now, all due respect to everybody else, but put some respect on what we got going on too. You either the hero or you the worst zero. Ain't nothing in between. Don't nobody else get that. So that's what's going on in the kicking game. Everybody's human. Everybody's human. And I can let everybody else figure out the rest.
You're right, because I feel like when I see Justin Tucker walk onto the field, I'm like, there's 3 points.
Right, and then he missed, and you about to tear your hat in half.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. And oh my God, I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? What? And there I am looking at other specifics. I don't even care if the ball go in. I'm looking at start to finish. Look, me and my wife can sit there and watch a game and be like, before the ball even gets swept to the ground from the holder. Oh, left. She'll call it before I do. That's what I'm saying. That's where our focus is. That's where it really gets I don't care about a hit or a miss. See, in this game of football, in this craft of kicking, as you know, I'm a kicking coach, trainer, and superior specialist. I tell the guys all the time, you have to live in the comfortability of understanding that it's one or two things that's gonna happen once that ball leave your foot. Either you're gonna make it or you're gonna miss it. It's not the end of the world. Obviously, we chasing more makes than misses, but you have to live in some level of comfortability in the reality that you will miss. You're human. Some are better than others. Some get better eventually.
And some get worse.
And that's how it rolls.
And some get worse.
And some get worse. Some do get worse. Some pick up very bad habits. That's a part of the game. Sometimes you pick up bad habits. But who doesn't?
It's a good quote from Jay. But looking at
the result and watch the process. You probably learn something. the whole field goal might be botched from the snap because he sailed it. I know the holder got to go up and get it. Now I know the spot is moved. Now I know the kicker's back there approaching on his second step. Like, what in the? But I got to follow through. Then you turn around and everybody ready to fight. Help! Or get your ass out there and do it.
I
think you did something.
Yeah, hey, I definitely wanted to get him on his soapbox there, and it worked.
Let's keep it even. I love this. Listen. I love this. That's what I do. Be an athlete.
Watch this. There it is. Boom. Look at that.
You know what I'm saying? And I see you. Everybody got their gear on. Appreciate that. That's love right there in the building. Yes, sir.
Hey, we're gonna have to talk after this. Get you a spot on the show. Get you some commercials running and shit.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, I'm all for it. Getting on board and help you out, man. No, for real. But you know, this kicking, man, it is what it is. But you know what? I'm loving the fact that people are paying attention now. I'm loving the fact that it matters. Oh, what are we doing? Right? Look, that coach from where was it? Arizona State. My kickers are horrible. They started at 70%. Your backup only had one field goal attempt. Bro, it's 4 or 5 extra points. Your starter is 17 or 19 at the time when this was going on extra points. And where they missed from kind of sort of makes sense. But your starter is hitting at 70%. I don't know 70% nowhere being trash.
No, I mean that's Hall of Fame numbers in anywhere else. I mean, shit.
And when you combine their numbers, they drop down to 63.6 or 66.3 or something like that percent. That's still good. That's still good. That's still decent between two people. Come on now. And people don't look at that. You got a coach. He got frustrated. I'm gonna put it on the kickers. Then he came back, issued an apology of some sort. Because everyone now that's paying attention to kicking was like, oh, that's messed up. Like, look at the stats. Look at the numbers. Yeah, because y'all looking at the stats. Y'all looking at the numbers. Y'all realize he ain't trash, and the game ain't come down to that field goal.
It's the 3 incompletions that you had that hit you square in the numbers, and you should have had 6 points up there.
Bro want to celebrate after he scored the deal sealer. Called that shit back. Now what? I got a kick. He's come on now, coach. Talk to me. What's really going on? You all right? That's all I'm saying. And I think any specialist anywhere can rock with me on
that. That got him going. My turn to get Joel going here. Joel, just a quick question and kind of an overview. We all talk about offensive linemen and everything and defensive linemen. Holding can be called on either play or anything like that. And then, being a defensive lineman, you want to get that early jump, or an offensive lineman, you want to get that early jump. Let's talk about the Commanders-Steelers game, shall we?
Okay.
Let's talk about was he offsides? Was he not offsides? What?
Oh, he was definitely offsides. There's no question. And I am a Steeler fan, but the social media reaction, and here's the deal. JJ Watt himself says if you don't jump off sides, you ain't trying. Now, here's the deal. And I played D lineman for a number of years, and I've jumped off sides on 4th and inches when, they're in quarterback sneak look. And it's happened. It happened to me twice my senior year. And, I was like, damn, this sucks. My coach brought me aside, Coach Coleman. He's like, listen, yeah, you jumped off sides. Yeah, they completed a pass over the middle and scored the next play. But this game ain't on you. It is with the kicker. It's hey, we threw 3-4 incompletions. You have to go out and kick instead of a 49-yarder. Now it's a 57-yarder. In the same aspect of hey, if this dude kept outside contained, we wouldn't be in 4th and inches in the first place. So whatever's leading up to that point for that Johnny Newton to jump off sides.
Say that last part again.
Yeah, whatever happened to the point of where Johnny Newton jumped off sides, everyone in the building knew that they were going on hard count. Mike Tomlin was caught saying, don't snap it, blah, 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 blah. Here's the deal, though. As a defensive lineman, if you react to a 1/5 of a second late to that ball being snapped and Russell Wilson sneaks it, he's already got the first down. And he's a young dude, 21, 22 years old. He's just trying to make a play for his team in a close, high-stakes game where everyone's watching it. It's prime time. And, yeah, he jumped and nobody else did. But at the same time, if Russell Wilson snaps that ball and he don't move, it's first down, they're moving anyway. So, you unload that clip, you're trying to get the ball, you're trying to make the play. And Johnny Newton is a terrific player. I don't know, I don't remember what happened up to that point, but there's 100 other different things that could go down before Johnny Newton's in 4th and inches and he's over the center on a one shade and he's responsible for this A gap. You know what I'm saying? So the whole reaction of Johnny Newton, you suck, you're dumb, blah, 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 blah. You saw his team giving him pats on the head saying, yo, you're good, we're good. They understand. But and to Prevost's point, you don't understand kicking. Oh, he missed. How does he miss? He has one job. Y'all ever seen South Park? They took our job. You have one job. That's what I related to. You got one
of my
job.
special teams coaches in college always used to scream that in my ear. He used to be like, I don't care. You got one job. I used to just be walking through campus. If you would see me, I don't want to hear it. You got one job. I wouldn't even say you'd be able to get a word in. As soon as you see me, I don't even want to hear it. You got one job.
If the hold is bad, you can't do your job.
Right.
But yeah, to the point of Johnny Newton, it's if he reacts 1/5 of a second late and that ball is snapped, it's first down, and they're going to talk about it again anyway. Oh, Johnny Newton, you couldn't stop the sneak. Well, guess what? It works 92.5% of the time for a reason. It's hard to stop. So you have to react off them. It's just he was just trying to make a play, and did it win the game for the Steelers? Maybe. If let's say you do stop the sneak, do you trust Jaden Daniels to lead a drive with 38 seconds left against that Pittsburgh defense? I don't. So it's a loaded thing, and it's gonna happen. He's human. He jumped. It happens. But like I said, the game doesn't come down to, oh, we lost because Johnny Newton jumped off sides. I bet you the Washington Commanders were in the film room and they said, here's 108 different mistakes while the drive started that we made. You didn't fill your gap. You didn't keep contained. You didn't play the cutback.
That's how it goes. People don't be in that film room.
Never, ever does a game come down to one play. It might seem like that. Super Bowl, Tom Brady, Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson, he throws a pick. Everyone's Russell Wilson sucks. Pete Carroll called the wrong play. Well, all of that might be true. There are 150 other instances in that game where Seattle could have got a stop or Seattle could have converted and they could have done this, and that. There's a million different things. So while play might be the deciding play, it might be the last play, it might be the play that we're all talking about and we remember, it ain't on Johnny Newton jumping off sides.
Right, that wasn't a play that lost the game.
It might be on the corner that got burnt by Mike Williams. It might be the corner that got burnt by George Pickens. You know what I mean? If you break that play up instead of 6, it might be 3, and it's Chris Boswell. So it's going to be 3. But that's like that in my case in point. Like, yeah,
maybe.
Nah, he's solid. He's solid. Don't get me wrong. He's solid. But I'm just saying in the aspect of what we were talking about, it's always a 50-50.
Yeah, it's never a guarantee. I mean, things happen. Crazier things happen.
Every throw ain't a spiral.
Yeah, you're right.
I also think that shows like Hard Knocks kind of give us an inside look at that more than what it used to be. So I think that's why another reason why people are paying more attention is like you're actually being able to see the film room. You're not getting the full experience, obviously, but you're still saying, all right, we made this mistake. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? And that it ultimately does not come down to Justin Tucker pushing it right, pushing it left, whatever like that. It's that you messed up.
Because you actually got some coaches that will sit there and cuss the team out and be like, we should have never had to put Tucker in that position.
Right.
And cuss the whole room out.
Yep.
Where's the camera on that day? Where the media man at on that day? Where the microphone? On that day, when the coach is ripping the whole team for the kicker. We should have never had to. Now, don't get me wrong, your ass still should have made that kick. Let's start there. So that's y'all right.
So Muth, you got a question for Zellem, I know. And I hope he's ready for it.
Just the disrespect. Disrespect. Right there. You're back right. I pulled mine out. Right here. And you had to go and put JJ Watt's jersey over the Wands jersey back there. I see it. You had to put it right over top of it. Disrespect.
Okay.
The disrespect.
Okay. So listen, Taylor Lewan ended up getting hurt back-to-back ACLs. He has the podcast Bussin' with the Boys. And he went on this rant. He's like, oh, I got cut right before we had the Houston Oilers throwbacks, so I never got to wear it. So I never wore it. And I ordered that jersey custom. It's a Houston Oilers Taylor Lewan jersey. It's sweet. Don't get me wrong. But here's the deal. I have limited room. And like this wall, this is my Pittsburgh wall. I have limited room here. So my thing is I got that jersey and I tweeted Taylor Lewan. I DM'd Taylor Lewan. I said, Taylor, look at this Houston Oilers Taylor Lewan jersey I got. I want to send it to him so he can sign it and send it back. And he's Mr. Big Time. I could never get a hold of him. And it's not any disrespect or love lost. I love Taylor Lewan, big fan. But I have limited room. And J.J. Watt's probably my favorite defensive lineman of all time. So
just the simple fact that you had to put our biggest rival over top of my favorite player. It's disrespectful.
Well, right? But my favorite player matters to me more than your favorite player. So that's where the jersey is right now.
Well, my favorite player got a running back to 2,000 yards.
My favorite player should have won an MVP and is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Will your favorite player end up in the Hall of Fame? That's the question.
Doubtful.
And I think that's tragic. But if the Titans win the Super Bowl the year they're in the AFC Championship against the Chiefs, we might have a different conversation.
If the Titans win the Super Bowl, I'm burning my house down.
Damn.
I can't imagine.
This shit ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. I can't imagine you sitting next to you in that Super Bowl, Rams Titans, Steve McNair.
Oh.
I couldn't imagine it.
Ooh.
No. That's not to like piss him off. Like that had to have been rough, and the fact that
Kevin Dyson was 4 yards away and he reached to the 2-yard line was tragic. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Tragic.
Oddly enough, that's what started you becoming a big Titans fan, correct?
It was the Music City Miracle that did that.
Oh, well, there you go.
Where are you from?
I'm from Wheeling.
Not a R Words fan or a Ravens fan.
Nope.
Fuck them all day.
And being dead honest, I'm from Wheeling. I only like one Pittsburgh team. It's Penguins. I like the Astros. I'm a Michigan fan, and I like the Titans. Tell me how that fucking makes sense.
Whoa.
Okay.
Trash can beaters.
So you just didn't vibe with the Steelers?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
That's okay.
easy.
Teach their own.
But what ruined the Steelers fan base for me, and it's not all the fans. I will not say it's all the fans.
I already
but
know
it's
what you're
certain
gonna
ones.
say. Yeah.
It's certain ones that go way overboard.
Yep.
Like prime example, I think I was, 13, 14, something like that. My uncle took me to the Titans Steelers game in Pittsburgh. Tennessee ended up winning that game. I got cussed out as a 13-year-old by a 44-year-old man.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe it.
I was just wearing an Eddie George jersey. I was 14 years old, and I'm just standing there like, I don't know what to say.
You say "fuck you" back.
Dad, can I say it? Dad, can I say it? Fuck you.
Hey, nowadays you'll get that if you go to a game though.
Yeah, for sure.
The parents
For
will
sure.
turn around and be right there with them. You got to get everybody in that row right. Hey, let me let y'all know something.
I'll tell you.
But I will say, me, John, and our friend Rashad went to the Steelers Titans Thursday night game last year, and not one word was said to me the whole time. Not one.
I know you had that friend in front of us.
That wasn't my friend. He was talking to your ass more than me.
He was looking at me. I was ignoring him.
Rashad was avoiding his ass at all costs.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, nothing was worse than going into Heinz Field wearing a Dante Stallworth jersey
Oh,
shortly after he committed some crime or something.
it was after the accident.
I think it was after the accident. I got a drink thrown on me. Mind you, I'm like probably 12, 13 as well. And it's fucking cold. We're sitting way up in the top corner of the Heinz Field. I didn't know any better, really. I didn't. It is what it is. I got the jersey for Christmas. I'm gonna wear it to the. You got tickets? I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna wear it.
All right.
Boy. I'll never.
And I mean, you'll have that in just about any fan base.
Oh,
like, and like I just got done having this conversation. It's like because all my friends, my close friends, Prevost is a fucking Patriots fan. And then I got a friend Caleb. He's a Giants fan. My friend Cal's a Jags fan, and my friend Charles is a Texans fan. And they're like all from the Western Pennsylvania area. And it's like, dude, we just can't stand Steelers fans. And it's like, well, they're not all like that. And it's like, then you can have the conversation. Oh, I can't stand Cowboys fans, or oh, I can't stand Eagles fans, or I can't stand this, I can't stand that. When and I don't want to say a majority, but when you have a big enough fan base that's obnoxious and annoying, like they're gonna represent the bad apples are gonna ruin the bunch. And the Steelers fans, they have a lot of uneducated, loud, obnoxious, we're the best type of fans. So I can see it.
Gatorade.
So let's talk about one last thing I want to cover is this huge fight we got going on tonight. Everybody's been talking about it. I mean, it's been crazy. I felt like I was ringside there for a minute. Joel had it on earlier in the show. I felt like I was sitting ringside there for a minute.
About to be slapped by Tyson himself.
Yeah, for sure. What's everybody's opinion? What's everybody thinking about this? I mean,
hope Mike Tyson beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go first. Jake Paul, like I don't like him. He's a culture vulture. Him and his brother both are just they got famous doing stupid shit on YouTube, and they continued to bring their antics to fighting for better or for worse. They expanded fighting to a new audience, to new demographics that it wasn't exposed to before. But the only thing that it kind of becomes is like, okay, our sport is getting exposure, but how much is our sport changing to the point where is this the same boxing that we rooted for when we watched Ali, Tyson, even the Bronze Bomber or the Gypsy King? Like, it's not the same. And here's why. Jake Paul has only fought dudes that aren't boxers by trade, or he's about like, how unserious are you that you already are under all this criticism for not fighting real boxers, and now your next fight is against a 58-year-old man? You're fighting a 58-year-old at 29. Like, if you don't wipe the floor with him, and I hope it's not rigged. I know that there's a bunch of clauses and a bunch of yeah, and it's like, how serious are you that you're gonna fight this guy who's 58? It's like, all right, who's your next opponent? God rest his soul. Let's dig up Muhammad Ali. Are you gonna fight his corpse? Like, what are we doing? It's like, fight somebody who's the same age, size, weight class as you, who is a legit boxer, and then maybe we can start to talk about the respect for you as a fighter. Because as far as I'm concerned, Jake Paul only gets respect from me and he might beat my ass. I don't know. It would be a good fight, but he only gets respect as a promoter and as a performer, because that's all I see him doing is promoting and performing. He's and like, yeah, you're throwing punches, you're taking the wear and tear on your body still, but it's not to the level of elite boxerism that you claim to be. And I'm not even a fighter fan, but from a unbiased, not a huge fighting fan, I'm a casual fan, I can see that. So that's my 2 cents. It's like, how serious are you that you're fighting a 58-year-old tonight?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man.
Logan is electric in WWE. Like, he has.
Well, yeah, because he's an asshole and he can be.
Very much. But some of the stuff he does is electric. He's still an ass.
And WWE isn't about performance, and that's a real fight.
Right.
True. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, my take on it is a lot of what Joel was saying, and what I've started to notice over the last couple of years, and it's happening really fast, is a lot of our sports, as you know, it is already an entertainment business to a certain extent, but now sports is really merging with the entertainment business and industry and world, or vibe, so to speak. So it's like, you'll have people like Jake being able to put themselves on the same stage as someone like Mike Tyson. You see what I'm saying? And like Joel said, where else would you see something like that? What is our sport coming to? We talked about changes in the NFL earlier. But going back to Mike and Jake, it's a win-win on one side and a 50-50 on the other. Right? You got a younger guy, obviously, that knows he can't just stand there toe-to-toe with Mike. That wouldn't be smart. And obviously toe-to-toe, Mike ain't about to run around with Jake. So it's going to come down to whoever can stick the best strategy out the longest, right? If he can tire Mike out, he might have a shot to win it. Jake don't have nothing to lose. Either way he spins it, it's going to bring him what he's promoting. Those views, those clicks, that response. So it's a win-win for him, whether Mike knock his ass out on the first swing or it take a little while, or he end up getting the best of Mike. So I'm sitting here with the impression, like, I wouldn't be shocked if Jake got it. Of course, that's not what I want to see or the outcome, and I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't. They got their bets on Mike. But we're human. That man is 58 years old. Yeah, obviously we all just saw he can still slide him, you know what I mean? Still get you right.
He's 58.
But he's 58. How long you gonna be able to stick in there and do that is my point. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's become a big entertainment thing. It's about a check now. Before it was about a sport, and that sport came with a check. Now it's about a check, and only a check. Oh, all I got to do is go through the motions, play the part. That's why everybody got this thing going on. Everything's rigged, everything's set up. Like, oh, the NFL script. That's the new thing now. Nah, sometimes there's just and that's what everybody's got. What's got everyone thinking that way, rather. So my thoughts on it is, it's not a fair fight. It's something to get the viewers entertained, something to talk about, and if everybody's prediction comes true, then oh well, so be it. Good. But if not, then the fallout from Jake possibly winning or something like that.
And I think we're gonna be able to tell. It's not an exhibition fight. So that's the big thing that got me excited, is because it's going to go on someone's record. Now, what is if there's a price that exists, what is Mike Tyson's price for taking an L intentionally? What's the price tag? Now, he's 58. So you could say, Mike, what's your legacy? This, and that. And he told like a 13-year-old girl, we're all going to be dust. It doesn't matter what people think of me when I'm dead, which is crazy. but like there's still a pride in being a competitor in your sport. So I can imagine that price tag is awfully high. And like just another example, it's like Terrell Owens playing in the Arena League. You know, like it's the same shit. Like you're going up against a 22-year-old that's just trying to make it, and you got a 47-year-old Terrell Owens that's trying to do his ass. It's like, how good is this for our sport? And it's like, oh well, the team that has TO is selling tickets at a record rate. Everybody's coming to see TO play, but it's like, what version of TO are we seeing? And like at the end of the day,
you go out there and strap TO ass down, then what?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I played in Richmond with the Rough Riders, and it was some former NFL guys that got out there and got a spin. Now, of course, they were a little different than some others on the field, but then at the same time, we played some teams where some guys locked that shit down and said, we're going to play some football. And you get that spotlight. Right? Yeah. I just lock Robert Meacham up. Things like that. Oh, this game, Greg Hardy couldn't even. I was all the way through there.
So, but I mean, like
the point. Me once or twice.
The point I'm trying to make is like, yeah, you might lock up a 50-year-old TO, but how much does that mean to a scout watching you lock up a guy that's in his 50s? So it's like, all right, Jake Paul, you might have beat Mike Tyson, but what does that mean that he's 58? He went on and said, I'll beat Mike Tyson any point in his career. It's like, all right, dude, if you want that quote to float out there, you better dominate this dude because he is 30 years, 20 years away from his prime, 28 years. So it's like, you better do your thing.
I see what you're saying. That's fair.
Yeah, you better do your thing because, and you know, we see the clips of him training. It's like, oh, Mike looks good. Mike does this. Mike does that. And Prevost said it earlier.
Mike start training though. He do that crazy. He crazy. He do that.
What's your thought on this?
Well, on the fight?
Yeah.
I mean, Tyson always slapped the shit out of Paul. And they went back and looked at it. I guess the only reason he did this because Paul stepped on his foot, I guess, is why he reacted like that.
That's crazy.
But they're also using like bigger gloves.
He ain't all the way there.
He's like a raging pit bull, dude. That's what he is a raging pit bull.
Like, I don't know if that's a Tyson thing though.
Yeah.
Or not. I don't know how this.
If that's a Logan or
I don't know if this was a specific fight thing, but they're using bigger gloves. And the rounds are shorter, more rounds.
You're about to get their ass knocked out.
It's eight 2-minute rounds as opposed to 10 or 12 3-minute rounds. So like that plays into Tyson's advantage because you got the shorter rounds.
Yeah.
And they have heavier gloves. They're not bigger. They're heavier. So I don't know if that just means more padding or you got more weight to throw with that hand. So
you better cover up.
I'm not a big fighter guy. I'm a casual fan, so I don't know what the extra 4 ounces means as opposed to, is it gonna give you more weight to throw or is it gonna give you more padding to absorb that blow? Who really knows? Wow,
somebody swing.
That was some bars.
That's all I know. Somebody's counter is gonna be slow because this heavy.
Yeah, it's coming quicker and you can throw it back up.
Tyson's real into himself too, so he's all inward.
Yeah,
Paul's more out.
So unk strength is come here. So he gonna really lean into you. Jake better stick and move. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be 2 different fights. Mike's going to stand there and punch on you like the little what's that candy thing, right?
Oh, the rock'em sock'em boppers.
Yeah, all that. Jake gonna want to skate around because like, nah, you're not about to just hit me. Like I'm gonna move around. You gotta come get me and then fight.
Yeah, nonetheless, though,
stand there and go toe to toe. Watch, bink, bink, bink.
Yeah, nonetheless, it's going to be electric. It's going to be exciting. Like the fact that you see a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and he wasn't always universally beloved. A lot of shit that he did was real controversial and shit. But like when nostalgia is a hell of a drug, man. I'll tell you that. So like when you say, hey, Mike Tyson is going to fight this dude that a lot of people hate, and Jake Paul is playing right into it. Like he's definitely an asshole. But he's definitely being a bigger asshole because it's marketable in this atmosphere of fighting.
Ain't nobody hem his ass up yet.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he got to keep his feet moving, or it's gonna get ugly.
Quick side note: did y'all see Chad Ochocinco wanted to fight James Harrison?
Yeah, because he's turned into an entertainer too.
Yeah, for sure.
He gonna get out there, play around, and get knocked out, and be like, "That's crazy."
James
He went
Harrison
Ray Lewis,
And then
little
talk
guy.
about it on Nightcap with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
He tried to knock Ray Lewis out and almost killed his damn self.
He tried to throw a block on him.
And he didn't even see him coming.
Yeah,
That's such a great clip.
He's on the sidelines like, I tried to hit Ray.
And it did not work out.
And what do you think's gonna happen when you put the gloves on with James?
Same thing. It ain't gonna work out.
I tried to hit James.
And he hit my ass back.
Debo don't play that.
Crazy.
Sure. Well, guys, I appreciate you hanging out, and it's been a fun ass episode. We're almost going an hour and a half. Like that's some good shit. That's some awesome shit. But we'll get everybody off here. We got the fights to go watch. We just talked about it.
Everybody gotta get back to the babies.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully mine's asleep.
Yeah, mine's probably out too.
That's Tyson did bite the dude's ear off.
My kids definitely asleep.
Yeah, that's where mine's at.
Yeah,
But
I'm surprised mine is. He's in the room right next to me, and we in here getting after it. That boy was born in noise.
Oh, so you guys are gonna be able to see this, right? One last thing before we go. Look at my boy. Watch this. Watch this. Just one quick video. I say Downset Hut in the video. Watch this. Knock that shit out. That's my
Gotta
boy.
get him right early,
he's
man.
ready already. He's ready to go.
Gotta get them right early.
Y'all know fatherhood's the greatest gift of all, man. I'm glad
It's such a blast. I love it. It's such a
man, for sure.
Oh, for sure. So that's one thing I can't wait, is to get everybody, we're definitely gonna have to get a time and get all the kids together.
Get all the kids together, man.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Chris, they just brought their little one into the world, man.
Yep.
Everybody's here.
Yeah. And I real quick though, side note, real quick before we wrap up the show, just I wanna, since we're talking about kids and stuff, I want to thank you two. Obviously the guys were there too as well, but I want to thank you two for reaching out and during the season and stuff, and always making sure that everything's good. And baby girl, she's doing great. She's thriving, man. She's 5 months. That's crazy.
That's crazy, isn't it?
To say, and I mean, it's she's over 10 pounds now. When she was born, she was this big. So I mean, it's one of them things that
that's magic right there.
Yeah, for sure.
I
So
already watched her tonight fall asleep while taking the milk.
Yeah. Oh,
that's the best.
He was out cold.
They eating until they're unconscious, dude.
Yeah, they milk drunk. They milk drunk.
Done.
Oh yeah, go get that sleep. But
man, don't act like you've never seen your friend in bed going.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy in green shirt right there on that couch. That green shirt right there. That guy right there.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, man, you're definitely welcome for that. Like I said earlier, when we first got on, everyone that I got a chance to meet out there in Wheeling, and I'm sure Joel can say the same thing, has become close friends, if not some family. And you're definitely one of those guys that have become really close. And to me, of course, you're like family. So, it means the world to me that you brought your little one into the world. And that's special, man. So glad we could be there for you in your moment of time and everything. And glad we can help you see it through and, keep your spirits high and everything and finish it all off the right way and get you some hardware to tell baby girl the story about.
For sure. Yeah. So once again, guys, this has been a hell of an episode. It's been fun. We definitely gonna have to do this again. This has been.
Yeah, man. Hey, you just hit us up. Let us know.
Maybe you should bring in Coach Riz.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
It's definitely an option.
I mean, at this point, we were talking. I think I had almost everybody from the National Scouting Combine on, so we might have to do a combine episode. I mean, I've had everybody. So
as unfortunate as it will,
I'll get on the horn with Jimmy and see if we can get one going right after the combine. That way, we got some fresh stuff for you.
For sure,
I'd love to go, but I can't afford the time or the money to go to Florida. As much as I'd love to go and test again.
I low key can't either, but we're gonna make it work. time to shine. Everybody gonna be there, and you know, I'm like I said, I'm always glad to be a part. So got to see it through. Great group of guys, and I think we're all excited to get going. Of course, you know, we'll keep you in the show and let you know what's going on.
Sweet.
Yeah, for sure.
Reigning MVP. Don't forget.
What's that?
Reigning MVP. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I mean? Let them know.
Well,
Do
guys,
not be mistaken.
Right. For sure.
But all right, fellas, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I appreciate being on tonight.
See you,
You're
gentlemen.
good, man.
Thanks,
I appreciate
guys.
it. So
Yes, sir.
this has been another great episode, guys. We were live on 3 different areas: Facebook, YouTube, and the Twitch channel. If you want to catch the replay, it is on the all three, or also on those outlets. You can catch the replay. The easiest one is the YouTube on the R&R Network on YouTube. But you see them across your screen there. I made it real easy for everybody to see what was going on. But once again, another great episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Appreciate it. Peace.